How do you manage your time, prioritize your tasks, and plan with intention? In this series, we're talking about executive functioning skills, those skills that you have to function in the world in a way that you want to, in the way that moves you towards opportunities, good relationships, and goals that you want to have in your life, right? So how to shine in the world. You need to work on your executive functioning skills. These are learnable skills. In this episode, we're talking about planning and prioritizing. So that's going to be about setting goals and managing your time to achieve those goals, to engage in the tasks that you need to do to achieve those goals. So planning and prioritizing. Planning is planning what you're going to do. So taking action with intention that go along with what you want and what you desire, the goals that you want to have. So you might not like the task, it's boring, it's tedious, it's hard, but you want the outcome. You want to achieve that goal. So you have to plan how you're going to do that, what resources you need to do that, what strengths you need or that you could count on from yourself, what skills that you have, what skills that you need to achieve those things, what supports do you need around you to do that. So that's planning, trying to figure out what you want and what are the things that you need to get it, and then what you need to do it. Then prioritizing is a little bit more about managing your time. What can you get rid of in your life? Make a not doing list. I have a video that is how to make a not doing list. Start writing down things you're done doing. We waste a lot of time doing things that really don't push us forward towards the things that we want most. And we do those without much consciousness or without thinking about it too much. We're just used to doing it. We just keep doing it. Or we get so overwhelmed by everything that we pause and are doing these other things to distract ourselves from the fact that we're not doing what we want to be doing. You're either putting time and energy into something that's like a stall activity or a vice maybe, or an escape. Escapes are good sometimes. When you're escaping with intention, it could be part of your rest and recovery. If you're escaping without intention, you had intentions to do stuff today, but you're just kind of killing time scrolling, and you don't mean to be doing that, but you're wasting a lot of time. First of all, you feel you don't actually get the benefits of the rest because you're so mad at yourself for doing that. You feel so poopy about it. Prioritizing is how do you want to spend your time to let that plan continue to go forth, right? To highlight that plan or give yourself the time to do that plan instead of doing these other things that are not moving you towards your goal. You could have fun in the day. You don't always have to be moving towards your goals. You could have fun, you have rest, you have time where you're pivoting and doing something because somebody needs you. All of those are okay. Those are with intention. What we want to eliminate is when we get lost and time gets lost to us doing things that we don't intend to do and haven't planned. We're just like in a frozen state because we're either too overwhelmed. If you're too overwhelmed, you're looking at the big picture and you just have to do little steps. Planning is taking that big picture or that end goal and working backwards of what you need to do to get there. And if it's too big of a gap to get from where you are now to there. And so you have to think about the little tiny gaps that you can cross. And all you have to do is keep crossing those. And each one of those is going to give you the energy for the next thing and give you the confidence for the next little task. And really, eventually, you'll get there. You'll get to your goal. And that's why it's so important as an executive functioning skill is to not get overwhelmed by that big gap between where you are now and what you want, and decide what do I need to do if I really want that. If my why is important to me and I really want that, what do I need to do first? Who do I get for help? What resources do I need? And then what actions do I have to take and which ones are first? I said that's about prioritizing. And some of this is trial and error. You have a goal and let's try this first, and it's not going well because you realized you had to do something else first. So you pivot and you do that thing first, right? We're practicing. We might not have the answers and we know exactly what to do in which order. Sometimes it's trial and error, and that is human and that is okay. So that's the gist of planning and prioritizing. What I come to understand about priorities is they shift constantly. They're constantly shifting. Yes, we have people in our life that are close to us that are, in general, our priorities. But even that, if you have a nuclear family and you have a sibling and then you have a girlfriend and then you have parents or whatever, if you have, those are your people, right? They're in your inner circle, and it's not like one is more priority over the other one. It's like who needs something. So if one person is hurt, of course, all the attention and the priority of the tasks or the attention or the time is going to go on that person who's hurt. Or if everybody's fine, but you really want to develop this relationship with your girlfriend, then you would be prioritizing that in the moment because everybody else is good. Right? So priorities switch. And even if that relationship's good, it's on good ground, but you have this other goal that you want, you have to write this paper, it's okay to not prioritize them in those moments so you could write the paper. So in the moment, there's different priorities, if that makes sense. So you don't have to, it's not a universal, this is the top priority no matter what. All of these things are relative, and that might help you know how to balance them a little bit better. Because with this executive functioning skill, it's going to teach you how to balance what's important and when it's important. Here are some signs that your executive functioning skill of planning and prioritizing is a bit weak. You might have trouble starting projects. You might have trouble deciding what chores to do first, or you might have trouble managing your time and planning and scheduling when you're going to do what. But no fear, you can build these skills by setting time aside to set the intentions for what you want. Every morning, you could think of an intention of the day. You have some tasks that you might need to do. You might have a big mission intention in life, or you might have a big project that you want to work on. You're not going to do the whole thing. You're just going to do some tasks. So those are your priorities of the day. And if you have those, that would really set the stage for a productive day. And if you're productive, that means you have time to rest and relax and have fun and go on adventures because you got the thing done that you wanted to do. So your opportunities are opening up, your potential's opening up, your skills are increasing, yet there's tons of time for rest and adventure and fun and doing things and exploring this beautiful world that we're in. So here are some tips to improve this executive functioning skill of planning and prioritizing. Use a pen and paper. The best thing you could do is to use a pen and paper and write down what your goal is, or write down your schedule, or have a calendar with your schedule. Schedule things that you want to do. If you put it on the schedule, then it's easy to follow the schedule. Your brain doesn't have to make a decision all the time and fight that resistance over not wanting to do tedious tasks. It's already on there. You've already decided. And if you decided, it's easier to start. You know, it's so hard for us to start something because we have this biological resistance that comes up anytime we have to start a task. That's normal. That doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that there's any problems with you. It just means that you're human, because we have this biological resistance to save our energy when we were in hunter-gatherer times. If you write it down, it helps you override that with your mammalian brain and say, this is good for me. I want to do it. I'm not putting myself at risk here. I want to do this thing. And so writing that down and really getting an idea of how long things take, that's trial and error, and knowing how long to schedule each thing. I always schedule more time than I think I need for a task. Sometimes I don't even get it done during that time, but sometimes I get it done before the allotted time, and that feels so good for me. So that's one of my tips to feeling good about the tasks, because when you feel good about what you're doing, it feeds you energy for the next task. The last tip I have for you in sustaining this skill, and what I mean by sustaining it you probably have the skills to do it, but you need that motivation to continue to do it. And this continues that motivation. It's celebrating. When you do something that you said you're going to do, you have to take a moment to celebrate yourself for doing that. And if you celebrate yourself for doing that, again, you are going to feed energy into the next thing. But at the same time, you're going to feel really good about yourself. You're going to feel confident in yourself. You're going to trust yourself. You're going to believe in yourself. All of this is good and important for you to have a happy life. So thanks for watching this video. If you want more from me, come on over to my website, jodieaman.com, where I have more articles and videos on how to love yourself and open your heart. And please click the bell so you know if I'm going live or if I upload a new video, because I got lots more coming at you. See you soon.